Welcome back to Dr. Liu's VCE Chemistry channel. Today, we are breaking down galvanic and fuel cells from the 2018 VCE Chemistry exam. As I go through this, please feel free to correct me if you find any mistakes. All feedback from teachers, parents, and students is greatly appreciated. In a galvanic cell composed of iron and silver, the standard electrode potential of silver is higher than that of iron. This difference in potential means that iron metal will spontaneously oxidize, lose electrons, to form iron, 2 ions, while silver ions will be reduced to gain electrons, to form solid silver. Consequently, the mass of the iron electrode will decrease as it is consumed, and the mass of the silver electrode will increase as silver is deposited on its surface. Porous electrodes are often used in acidic fuel cells to increase the surface area, which improves the efficiency of reductant and charge transport. In fuel cells, hydrogen and oxygen do not react directly with each other. The following diagrams represent combinations of 4 galvanic half cells that were investigated under standard conditions. Each half cell consisted of a metal electrode placed in a 1.0 m nitrate solution of the respective metal ion. The diagrams show the polarity of the electrodes in each half cell, as determined using an ammeter. The results were then used to determine the order of the E values of the half reactions. In a Q or G cell, Q is the negative electrode, anode, meaning Q loses electrons and is oxidized. This indicates that Q is a stronger reducing agent than G, and consequently, G ions are stronger oxidizing agents than Q ions. In a J or Q cell, J is the negative electrode, anode, meaning J loses electrons and is oxidized. This indicates that J is a stronger reducing agent than Q, and consequently, Q ions are stronger oxidizing agents than J ions. In an R or J cell, R is the negative electrode, anode, meaning R loses electrons and is oxidized. This indicates that R is a stronger reducing agent than J. Based on these observations, we can establish the following order of reducing strength, from strongest to weakest are greater than J greater than Q greater than G. Since a stronger reducing agent has a lower standard electrode potential, the order of the half-cell reactions from the lowest E value to the highest is R less than J less than Q less than G. In the human body, some of the energy from glucose is used to synthesize ATP, an endothermic reaction. The formation of ATP is a synthesis reaction, not a hydrolysis reaction. 3.3 g of carbon dioxide is equivalent to 0.075 moles. Based on the stoichiometry between ADP and carbon dioxide, the moles of ADP consumed are 0.40. 9.5 g of glucose is equivalent to 0.0535 moles. Based on the stoichiometry between ATP and glucose, the moles of ATP produced are 1.7. Nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, NAD, is an essential coenzyme for human energy production, existing as an oxidized form, NAD+, and a reduced form, NADH. NAD+ can be reduced by gaining 2 electrons from ethanol. During this redox reaction, ethanol acts as a reducing agent, losing 2 electrons to produce ethanol. The NAD+ simultaneously gains these 2 electrons in the reduction half reaction. In a galvanic cell with copper and zinc, copper's standard reduction potential is higher than zinc's, so copper ions gain electrons from the zinc metal. This makes the copper electrode positive, cathode, and the zinc electrode negative, anode. The theoretical cell voltage is the difference between these two potentials. In a zinc-copper galvanic cell, electrons flow from the zinc anode to the copper cathode. To maintain charge neutrality, cations from the salt bridge, like potassium ions, flow into the cathode compartment, the copper half cell, to balance the gain of electrons. Therefore, the arrow representing the flow of cations should be drawn pointing toward the copper electrode. As a galvanic cell with zinc and copper discharges, the zinc electrode decreases in mass as zinc metal is oxidized into zinc ions. Simultaneously, the copper electrode increases in mass as copper ions from the solution are reduced and plated onto its surface. As copper ions are consumed, the blue color of the copper sulfate solution becomes less intense. The cell's voltage or current decreases over time as the reactants are used up. In a Daniell cell, the two half cells are separated to force electrons to travel through the external circuit, which generates an electric current. The salt bridge connects the two half cells and maintains charge neutrality by allowing ions to flow between them, completing the circuit and enabling the continuous flow of electrons. This section, Galvanic and Fuel Cells, covers 14 marks, 11.7% of the total. Multiple choice questions. 4 marks. Question 11. Identify the electrode being reduced in a silver ion cell. Question 12. Examine the role of a porous electrode in a fuel cell. Question 29. Determine the sequence of reductants using 3 galvanic cells. Question 30. Calculate moles of ADP from a given mass of carbon dioxide. Short answer questions. 10 marks. Question 6a. Write the half reaction for ethanol oxidation and identify the reductant. Question 6b. Construct a galvanic cell, identifying the electrodes, calculating the theoretical voltage, and determining the direction of electron and ion flow. Question 6c. Explain 2 key features required to construct a galvanic cell. If you need my help, please add me on WeChat or WhatsApp and send me an email. Thanks for your attention. Please note Dr. Liu's VCE Physics channel, Dr. Liu's VCE Chemistry channel, and Dr. Liu's VCE Biology channel.